Hi, I am Jamie Rahman, and today I'm going to discuss on the contents of Python and advanced Python, and this is what the course curriculum of advanced Python with networking. So we'll here discuss the installations and then basics, all the Python basic signatures, programming constructs. Then we'll work on the advanced Python concepts, and here we'll discuss about the object-oriented concepts, then some designs, and then we'll work on the exception handling. Then we'll discuss about Python generators and decorators, and we will use we'll understand the regular expressions which are used to create unit test case in the projects we have seen in the enterprise products. Python has been used extensively for developing unit test frameworks along with the unit test cases. And then we'll discuss about sockets and networking. Sockets is required and networking concepts are required when we write client and server products, and we need to communicate between the products. And with Python, it's very easy to how to communicate between two products, how it works, how the different modules works, how we can get the message transfer from one module to another. We will learn all about this. Then we'll work on the process and threads, the multiple process, how it works using the threads as per the CPU context, and we can use the maximum resource of your servers you are using, and we get the best performance using Python. And how SSL client can be used to when we develop our web product. It's very important that we have a SSL client implemented uh, for any kind of communications, and that we'll discuss on it. So if I go on the first slide, so it tells the same contents. Then see, we'll discuss on how what is Python. So it's a very easy to learn powerful programming language, and it's going to be very efficient. Data structures has been built already, and we should understand how to import it and use in our product. So the syntax are very easy, and dynamic typing language. Syntax is easy. It helps when I write a code or you write a code, someone else can understand it in less time and easily without thorough understanding discussion between the old developer and the new one. So then we have been using Python as a scripting language from over 2 decades, and now it has gained a very high popularity among the students. Even it is the most popular language among students now, and for it has been used in web development using Django and Flask framework very heavily, and for data scientists it is one of the best. Along with R, it is the most popular language, and already it crosses the number of users who number of developers working on data science. The Python has already surpasses R. So next we'll discuss on what we'll be discussing on how to install Python, which are the latest editor we should use, like we IPython, and how we can like Anaconda. I will show you how to install Anaconda, and that will help you to write code very easily, import all the libraries at one shot of installation. So then the next part will be discussing on different variables, data types like integers and floating point. Then we have the strings available, and how we can different examples we'll discuss on how the strings works. Like it's very easy. If we declare two variables, we don't need to declare the data type. So if I do 1 is equal 1, it's the variable one is equal to 1. It understand that it's numeric, right? It's not a string. So just like TWO is equals 2. So 3 is equals 1 plus 2, and that's print out. If I do the print of 3, what should it print? So correct, it should be print three numbers only, right? So that's how it works. Then we'll be discussing on for loop, range, and while loop, how it works, and how are the syntax we should write, and if you have to write nested loops, so which one, while loop when we are going to write with while loop, when you are going to write with for loop, that's are all very important to understand. Then we how we if you are having some background, you understand that we always need modules to write and start with some programming. We write some modules, and then in modules we have methods, different methods. That methods can be part of a class, or it's if we are procedural programming language, we don't have suppose objects in class, we can directly write one method, and we can have the different variables defined, we have some logics, we have some return type, right? So that's how it works. And we'll discuss on how to declare a class, and then objects and different objects, how we use to access the methods inside the class. So these are practical examples of class and methods using some banking information. It's a very small projects we will discuss. Then we'll work on inheritance. It's a very important features of object-oriented programming. So how it is used for reusability, right? So and we'll discuss on how reusing can minimize the code and how we can better use it in object-oriented programming with examples. So we'll have examples in inheritance as I discussed. Then we'll have different collections. We'll discuss on how list works, what are the syntax, how we use it for in different contexts. So then we'll discuss on uh, these comprehensions, then dictionaries, and then we'll uh, right, dictionaries always use key and values. When we have um, stored the key values with respect to some keys, that is very easy for the information retrieval. We don't need to parse the whole array, whole data, but instead we can go directly with the help of index. So we'll put different examples, and we'll understand with practically how we write code, so debugging it, how we debug the Python code, how to understand the errors, and how to fix it. These are all very important, and we'll discuss within that this course. Then we'll discuss on tuples, how it is different than the list, and when we are going to use tuples. So a tuple is created and cannot, once it is created, cannot you delete, replace, or reorder elements, right? So but list you can do it. So that is how we will compare it, we'll write the code, we'll understand it, and how when to use these features already as a part of Python programming language, how we are going to use in our projects, we'll discuss all in details. So then we'll discuss exception handling, which are one of the very important part of uh, uh, object-oriented programming, and we how to catch the exception, how to write proper code for return type. So we'll discuss all about this. Then how different modules work. So these are all we discuss. Modules is like different modules we'll design. Inside the modules will class having objects, will have different methods. One module will uh, import the other modules and use those methods without rewriting the codes. So this how we'll discuss, and thank you for your time. This is all about the today's demo.